Okay, since this happened a year ago also, I think I'll go ahead and make a quick commentary on this. This actually hit the 1 year mark this week, so we're going to make a video about this as well. On this night, I decided to walk my dog after Ann came home from work. She actually was at Wendy's when this happened. This happened in the span it took my girlfriend to order fast food, is how quick this assault was. I made it off my home on Ash Street. I walked up a block to 12th Street, and then I walked a block down to Beach Street. And when this man saw me in the road, he decided to make 3 passes in his vehicle to try to run me over. And the video actually starts here on the 3rd pass, the 3rd and final pass. He was going to his home and driving by, and then using a neighbor's yard to turn around in to make a pass back again. And when this video stops, he pulls over and tries to run me over in the road, trying to force me off the road the same way that the scumbag in front of his sister's house was allowed to do the same thing to me, not even a week prior to this. What he does is he then jumps out of his car and grabs a stick and then tries to make up some kind of excuse as to why he got to assault me and try to run me over in the road. And if you can see here in the video, what happened is he actually forced me into the side of the road with his vehicle when he tried to run me over. I had no choice but to get in somebody's yard. He comes out, he begins hitting me with a stick, throwing things at me. I'm filming in the public roadway in front of his house, and I refuse to let these meth felons run me off of a public road like this. This is ridiculous that I was actually arrested for this crime, because what I'm doing out here is I'm filming this guy have a nervous breakdown in the middle of the road. Here's a shot of the Minsner daughter trying to run me over as well. There's a 16-year-old girl that's involved in this scam because her parents are friends with Henry Carpenter and they live a block away. So not only was I almost ran over by Henry Carpenter this night, I was almost ran over by the Minsner daughter that was here. And he also gets another hit on me here with his phone. He's on the phone threatening to kill me to the dispatchers on the telephone. And my question is, why does this man still have his guns when he is actually threatening my life over the telephone to the same dispatch that refuses to provide me service? It's all a double standard and a scam to these people. This man was allowed to use his vehicle to nearly manslaughter me in the road and then beat me with a stick to add insult to injury while these corrupt police come to his home to arrest me for being the victim of my own goddamn crime. And the only crime I had that night was that I decided to walk my dog around my Aunt Kay and Uncle Dean Martin's house that's directly across the road from this man's property. I was literally on my aunt and uncle's property when this man tried to run me over with his vehicle 3 separate times. I only got the one time on video. And this is the kind of neighbors we have. This man's sister and brother are the ones that have occupied Ash and Hickory Street. And they have been the ones assaulting me on both sides of our property since we moved in here. And Henry here lives about a block behind them on Beach Street. So we just can't get away from these Carpenters. They're a family of individuals that own a number of homes in this area, and every goddamn one of them are being allowed the opportunity to beat me and assault me while I walk my dog down a public road or on a public sidewalk. And this scam is to include the police to the point where the police can refuse service to me as some kind of a sick joke, while they allow people like Henry Carpenter carte blanche to physically and feloniously assault me in the middle of the road to make me look like a public idiot. And they have to act this way. They have to let this happen, because the only way to turn me into a public enemy so they can justify taking my guns away from me is to allow people like Henry Carpenter the little extra thin blue line they need to assault people outside of his home like this. And make no mistake about it, I was targeted this night by Henry Carpenter because he saw me walking my dog, so he decided that he would take it upon himself to use his own personal vehicle to try to run me off the road. And the dummy literally ran me off the road into private property using his vehicle and then claimed I trespassed onto that private property by my own accord, which is absolutely ridiculous. They're arresting me for trespassing on a public road while they allow this idiot the opportunity to use their ditch as a fire pit next to their road. You can see it in this video right here. I'm walking over the ashes of his fire pit that's on city property right now. The officers that responded to this accident are the same ones I've spoken to numerous times in the past. They went in privately into this man's home to cook up a scheme, and then just came out a few seconds later and arrested me, no questions asked. This is the kind of policing that you get in your hometown